I'm in the holiday spirit. Can you tell? Make my wish come true. Baby, all I want for Christmas is you. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is my final best of 2019 video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about everything related to the eyes. I'm going to talk about lipstick and setting sprays, and I'm also going to talk about anything else that I might have forgotten to mention. I hope that I have not left anything out throughout this series. If I did, check the description box. I'll add little tidbits in the description box if I happen to have left something off the list. Let's start with brows. The two brow products that I want to mention that I use the most are the Brow Wiz in ebony and in dark brown. This one's ebony, but I also used dark brown this year, and then the Brow Definer in dark brown. This has a fatter spoolie and a little bit thicker product. And those were my favorite products for brows this year. I also discovered this one by FENTY. I used this one today for my brows. This is a brow pencil by FENTY. It has a cute little brush on the end, and then the product comes out of this end. And this one looks the most natural on me, so I really do like this one. And again, I used it today. Like, the color is just the perfect color of hair, so I really like this one. And I also continued to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow powder. I don't have that with me here today, but I used that a lot in the beginning of the year, and then for some reason I kind of migrated to pencils, and I was enjoying using pencils more. I also love still my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel is my favorite brow gel. And I also discovered this Gimme Brow from Benefit, and I like to use this when I don't have time to do my brows. It's like a tinted brow gel, and it's a really tiny spoolie on the end, and I just kind of brush it through my brows and I sculpt them a little bit, and then I'm done. So if I'm in a hurry and I don't really have time to sculpt my brows completely, I'll use this one. Let's talk about liner and mascara and all that too. For pencil liner this year, these are all so tiny. I actually have re-upped on one of these, but this is how much I've used these. This is the ARDENCY in. I used that one a little bit. I used it today. I used that a lot for my liner. This is Maybelline Lasting Drama. I use that in my waterline, and my favorite one to use has been the Urban Decay Glide On Eye Pencil in Perversion. I use that in my waterline. I typically use more of a black liner in my waterline. What I don't love is that this is a pencil that has to be sharpened, and I just feel like I eat it up so much with the sharpener. I purchased a sharpener from NARS that's really good, but I just feel like I've gone through this faster than I would have if it was in a package that just scrolled up, that I think that it would last longer. So I don't like that it's a pencil, but I love the product. So those have been my gel liners of choice. For the most part during the year, I use my roller lash eyeliner from Benefit. It goes on matte. This is my liquid liner pen. I use that mostly to create my wings and whatnot. And recently I went back to my Stila Stay All Day liner, and I actually like this one better than the Benefit one. I rediscovered it again and realized I like this better, and I have this one on today. Those are my two liners of choice. I also use Lancome Art Liner. I didn't use it today, but I typically will go over the line after I apply my lashes with this one, and it just kind of fills in anything that the other one missed. I just like to line my lid with this one. I don't like creating a wing because the wand, you'll see if you ever purchase this, it's not really stiff. It's too flexible, so it's not good for creating wings, but it's great for just lining the top of your lid. This is by Lancome, and it's the art liner. Currently I'm using Sumptuous Extreme by Estee Lauder, a gold tube. What I like about this is just a nice solid mascara that never dies. It lasts forever before it dries up on you, so you can use that mascara 6 months because it stays wet for 6 months. I also like the IT Cosmetics Superhero. This one lengthened my lashes quite a bit and gave me this really dark black lash, but it dried up faster and it spews out the sides sometimes when I screw it on. A little bit is out here now. Like when you put the top back on, it comes out on the side. That's the only thing I don't like about that one, but it gave me a beautiful lash while it lasted. And then this is just my regular Better Than Sex mascara. It was also a go-to all year. I also had the Damn Girl mascara this year. I wouldn't say that was a favorite. I probably won't repurchase that one again because it dried up as well really weird and got more clumpy as I used it. And so I didn't love that one as much, but I did try that out this year as well. My Extended Play mascara is still my favorite for my bottom lashes, and that is from MAC Cosmetics. For lashes, I want to mention my lashes that I have loved this year. For the most part, whenever I've worn lashes, I've had on my Baddie lashes. These are in Baddie B. I also loved Saucy. This one is more wispy, but still va va voom, but wispier lashes. And Sugar Baby is a little smaller and more tapered on the inside, and they flare out. And these are all Baddie lashes. An influencer created this brand, and a lot of people on Instagram talk about these lashes, and they are really good mink lashes, and I think they're about $20 a pair, so they're a little bit less expensive than other mink lashes, so you can use them several times before you have to discard them. It's probably getting time for me to discard these, but I've been using them throughout the year. And the lashes I'm wearing today are the Ardell Wispies. These are also favorites of mine. I find that when I am wearing my own natural hair, I would rather my lashes be a little bit more subdued. And when I wear my extensions, the bigger lashes look more appropriate. It's just I have bigger hair, so the lashes kind of just are more natural looking. But with my hair, they just look too extreme whenever I'm just wearing my own hair. So a lot of times I will just grab my Ardell Wispies because it practically looks like my lashes. It doesn't necessarily look like I'm wearing falsies. So these you can get at the drugstore, and they have been a favorite of mine. My favorite eyeshadow primer is still the Urban Decay Anti-Aging, and I also use this Shadow Insurance quite a bit too. This is from Too Faced. So sometimes when I can't put my hands on the anti-aging, or if I just want to try something different that day, I'll grab this one. Eyeshadow palettes. I wanted to bring over my Soft Glam palette, but I didn't. Soft Glam is one that I used quite a bit this year, but I talked about it last year, so I didn't bring that one over here, but it's one that I also used a lot this year. I'm not sure if I talked about this one last year. I might have. This is the Naked Urban Decay in Cherry, and I love this palette even more than the Naked Heat for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why I like this one so much, but there are a couple of shades in here that just make me go wild, and they just look so sparkly and pretty on the lid. Like, I think this one is one of my favorite shades here. This like champagne color looks so great on the lid. So because that one's in here, and I think maybe this one, these are very dark and wine and burgundy colors, but because you have some of these light shades here, you can just brighten the eye with it, and the quality of these shadows is so good. And a lot of people do not talk about this Naked Cherry palette that much, but I just have always loved it, and I just want to give it a little bit of love in today's video. Since we're talking about Urban Decay, I will mention again how much I love the Born to Run palette. I've probably used this palette more than any other palette that I've used this year. That and probably Soft Glam. I did use Soft Glam a lot. Should have probably brought it in here, but you know the one. This one I used more than anything. It has everything that you need in it, and the shadows blend so beautifully. And whenever I am visualizing a look that I want to create, I can always reach for this one and get it done. So this is so good, and it's the perfect travel palette because it does everything that you need. It has all the shades that you will ever need in it. So I love that one. This is a drugstore palette from Colourpop that has been out a while, but I didn't get it, I don't think, until this year or maybe last year, but I just started using it this year. This is the Dream Street palette, the Kathleen Lights collaboration with Colourpop. And oh boy, I'm a champagne-y lid kind of girl, and so these coppery champagne tones are just perfect for me. You got that pop of blues in here, but the champagne colors are where it's at for me, and I love like the transition shades. They're perfect for my skin tone. So I used this palette a lot this year once I finally discovered it. I bought it, I had it stashed away, and when I finally started using it, I kept rotating it onto my vanity. Like I'd put it away and I'd bring it back out. It's so pretty. It's very natural, just perfect for every day. So pretty. This little mini palette from Natasha Danone has been bae. It's kind of falling apart now. I used it so much. Whenever I'm in a hurry and I want a really pretty look and I want it to stand out, but I don't have time to think too much about it, this is the one I'll grab because you just have 5 shadows to work with. So it's just really easy to create whatever look you're going for. And the champagne, like the shimmer colors in here are beautiful, and I just love this little mini palette. I've enjoyed it. It's $25, and it seems like it would be a lot for just 5 little shadows, but they are worth it. If you want to try Natasha Danone's formula, then I would say pick up one of these minis, and this one is just a perfect neutral everyday kind of palette. I would say go for this one. This is the mini nude, and I love it. I wore it in a favorites video where I had on like a peach color, and I did a hair review that day too, and I created a halo, and it was so beautiful, and it was amazing that the only thing I used to create that look was this mini nude palette. Another palette that I used a lot, and I didn't love at first. When I started creating looks with this palette using the Sonia G brushes, I fell in love with this. I didn't like it so much with my synthetic brushes, but with my natural brushes, I really like using this. This is the Desert Dusk palette by Hooda Buting, and it just has some dynamic shades. Like the glitter shimmers are just popping on your eye, and you can really create some gradient warm eyeshadow looks. I'm a warm eyeshadow girl, so I really love this. And I've even hit pan, and I'm like, okay, now what I'm gonna do, I guess I'll be grabbing an eyeshadow from another palette that looks similar to this whenever I want to use this particular shadow. But it is so good. I fell in love with this year and went totally ham with it. This is the Natasha Danone Sunrise palette. I'm really happy that I got this palette. When I got this palette and that little mini nude palette, I finally was like, okay, I like these formulas. The formula is different in this palette and in that mini nude palette than in her Sunset palette and her Lila palette. I'm not as in love with those two, but this one I liked a lot better. I still think there's still a little bit of room for improvement here because I have to kind of switch up my brushes. I think I like synthetic brushes with this one more than natural, but I want palettes where no matter what brush I use, they work. Like the palette works. Whereas with these, I always feel like I kind of got to use different brushes to get the best payoff. But this was really fun to work with, and it created a lot of unique looks, but also everyday looks. You can do a lot with it. So I enjoyed this little baby quite a bit. These are honorable mentions. I haven't had these that long, so I just want to mention them. But I just started using this, the Nude Medium Huda Beauty. It's like a Obsessions palette. And I really do like this palette. It is nude. You can deepen the outer V with this. It has all of these, it's got that same copper color that I love, but you can put all of those on the lid. I love this as a transition shade. It's just really pretty, and $29 was what I paid for it. And there are 3 of these nude Obsessions, and I really have been enjoying this, but haven't had it long enough to say it was a yearly favorite, but it will probably be on the list next year. I look so like disheveled now because I've been going at this for a while now. But this is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. This is the Impulsive palette by Milk Cosmetics. And had I gotten this earlier in the year, it would have certainly made my list. I love this palette, guys. It doesn't have a mirror, and it's a unique palette, but this is really heavy. You probably could have found a better way to put these into a palette to make them more user-friendly, like, and include a mirror. But the shadow quality is unreal. The ability to create gradients is just so good. Like, I love this yellow. There's a brown down here that I've been using quite a bit. This orange. I just really I've been over here on this side a lot. I have this color on top of this green on my mobile lid. Isn't that unique? I am gonna get a lot of use out of this. I don't know that this was talked about that much, but the formula is just exactly what I like when I'm trying to create a multi-dimensional eye look. When I want you to be able to see the various colors that I use to create the look, that they blend out beautifully, but you can actually see them on the lid. This is where it's at. We're going to talk a little bit about lips, and then we're going to talk about setting sprays, and then we'll be done. This is my cork liner, and this is my Charlotte Tilbury liner. Look at those. Foxy Brown and cork. I have another cork that I just opened. That's how much I've used this. This is the one that's in my purse, and that one I just keep here. And I have another cork that looks almost like that one. That's my favorite liner. It's a soft brown. My favorite liner. I also like Charlotte Tilbury's Foxy Brown, but I really like cork better. So those are my favorite lip liners. Moving right along. This year I discovered my Maybelline Shine Compulsion lipsticks. Earlier I was wearing the Secret Blush. I popped a little bit of that on. This is probably one of my favorite colors. At first it was like a pink one that I liked more, but I ended up really liking this with gloss on top. And I also have Baddest Beige over here, but there are 15 shades. I did a video on all 15 shades, and I love the quality of these. I can't believe they're drugstore. They're shiny, glossy. You don't really have to wear gloss on top. I just like to be extra, but these are so good, and I bought all 15 shades, so I don't really need any more lipsticks. Earlier in my first video, I was wearing the Lisa Eldridge lipstick, Velvet Fawn, and it's like a pinky sort of nude or a neutral nude. It's probably one of the best matte formulas that I've ever used. It just covers all the wrinkles and imperfections in your lips. There's a magnetic case here. This is really nice, and I think it was maybe $26. The shipping was free, and I got it pretty quickly. The lipstick that I wore the most this year was this Becca Tulip, I believe is the color of this. It's a pink. It almost looks like my little secret blush. I just seem to like a lot of these pink lips with my brown lip liner and then topped with the gloss. So I'm sure that I wore this more than I wore anything else, and magnetic as well. I think I probably talked about this in the past. This is my YSL number 10. It is a nude lip. Pretty pricey, but I like to wear that with the liner topped with a gloss. My Tom Ford lippies. This is Sable Smoke. I started wearing Twist of Fate a lot this year. I used to wear Spanish Pink all the time. I actually still carry that in my purse, but I wore this Twist of Fate with gloss on top as well this year, and it was nice. So favorite lipstick formula of all time is this Tom Ford formula. It's a $50-something lipstick, and it is my favorite formula. Love this. I'm not going to talk about these too much, but because I can't read what these are. I got these free whenever I would purchase something from Estee Lauder, but these are like some Estee Lauder lipsticks that I wear a lot and top with gloss, and I can't tell you the shades of them. I wish I could tell you what these were, but I can't read the bottom of them. If I can figure it out, I'll put it down below, but I just wanted you to know that the lipsticks are really creamy and nice at Estee Lauder's counter. I like them a lot, and I use them a lot. Top them with a gloss, use them a lot. Recently, I went back to my Chanel Mademoiselle lipstick, and it is a very mauve-y, cool tone lip. I top it with a gloss, and I've been wearing that a lot here lately. So I wanted to tell you guys about that one. I've been loving that a lot. My glosses, I want to mention this Ciate London. It's like a watermelon burst lip oil. I think I've talked about it. I talked about it in a favorites. This one is almost empty and I have a backup already. It is really good. The Dior Lip Maximizer. Mwah. In 001, I think. It's a plumping gloss. I've purchased 3 of those. Still been wearing it out. The lip I'm wearing today is like my favorite red that I've ever worn. And this has a 402, I believe, on the bottom of it. And it is by Armani, Giorgio Armani. And it is a beautiful red. And I got it from Influencer a while ago, and I love it. So I thought I'd pop that on today. I have practically emptied my Fussy Fenty gloss. Wore that a lot this year. This Buxom gloss, almost an empty. It says sugar. It's like a plumping gloss as well. Emptied. This is the Gerard Cosmetics Nude Lip Gloss. I use it to top a lot of my lipsticks, and it is so shiny, beautiful. Most of the time, you guys will comment or ask me about what I'm wearing on my lips whenever I have on something that is topped with that nude gloss by Gerard Cosmetics. So good. This is a Pat McGrath gloss, and this one was a shade I did not mean to get. I meant to get something else. Aphrodisiac, I think, is this one. It's like a pink shade. But the Pat McGrath glosses are good. I got this one, and then I got some minis, and I've been using the minis as well. Still love Sugar Sugar. I top so many things with Sugar Sugar by Marc Jacobs. It's like a whitish nude, so it subdues a lot of my lip products. So if the lipstick is just too bright and I use this one, it just kind of mutes everything, but it just adds this beautiful shine, and it's a more opaque. I also discovered this year the Hourglass Unreal Glosses. This is Ignite. The bottom has come off. Oh my goodness. And this is something that I cannot remember, but it's sort of a nudie pink. And I love topping lipsticks with these. Those are my favorite lipsticks. I'm kind of a nude lip person. Even though I own quite a few other colors, I just gravitate towards the nude lip for my daily looks. Setting sprays for the year. The Continuous Setting Mist by Morphe. Kat Von D Lock-It Setting Spray is my favorite setting spray. I've been trying to warm back up to the all-nighter spray, so I've been using my little point perks. Just trying to see, do I like this enough to buy it again? And I decided that I do. I re-upped on this, and I think I haven't gotten it yet. I think I just ordered it, and so it's still en route to me, but I decided to re-up on the all-nighter spray because I think I do like it. I used to love it, and then I went away from it, and now I'm back, and so those are still the setting sprays that I typically use. Hopefully you all have enjoyed my best of 2019. I still have to go over skincare at some point, but it won't be tonight. I feel like I kind of rushed in this last video because I had so many products. So if there's anything that you have a question about, leave it down below and I will respond. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.